No one's home. Oh, hello world. My name is Stephen Walker, and welcome to A Walker in the Woods. I just found a new rabbit hole. It's a big rabbit. So, are you a nutter? Are you a black sheep? An outlier? A conspiracy theorist? What keeps you up at night? In this video, I'd like to dive into a few, or many, of the ones that I find very interesting. If you agree or disagree, or have some of your own, then I recommend that you drop a comment down below. Tell me what you agree with, what you disagree with, or ones that you have heard that you didn't hear on this video. And of course, if you do decide to tune in and turn on to this content, drop a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. I have 5 categories that I want to touch on. So, health, science, wealth, the arts, and the esoteric. Jumping into society, you know, 9/11 was the first conspiracy theory that that really got me down my first rabbit hole. Before that, I was a pretty much a milquetoast kind of dude, enjoying life, traveling, not a care in the world. And then that first tower fell, and I watched it fall, free fall speed, like as if you were dropping a bowling ball off the top of a building. And then the second tower fell after it was hit by an airplane. And then the third tower, building 7, fell, free fall speed. Never touched, never hit, but it fell. Building 7, the building that housed the CIA and a lot of other very important offices in there. And then the Pentagon was hit. And just the day before, Donald Rumsfeld said that they just lost, I don't know how many $1 trillion. They just can't place it. Don't know where it went. And then that quote-unquote plane hits the side of the Pentagon, where it just so happens that the accounting office was, where they had all those records that Donald was going to go uncover. But damn it, what are the odds that a plane skids along the grass, not the grassy knoll, but just the grass on that Pentagon, slams into the building, not a trace of the plane, maybe a few pieces of aluminum here and there, blows a hole as if it was hit by a missile. Don't know. Crazy. But that's what I heard on TV anyways. So 9/11 basically started this whole thing called a war on terror. And I still remember being in Seoul and walking down a street in Seoul, and this university student comes up and asks me if she can ask me some questions. She said, "Hello, I'm doing a report. I'm in an English class up here in Seoul at a university. Can I please ask you some questions?" And I said, "Fire away." And she said, how long do you think the war on terror will last? And I looked at her and I thought about it. And then I said, it will never end. And she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, those words in that phrase, war on terror, that's the perfect phrase. What does war on terror mean? Who are we fighting? It's not the war on Afghanistan, the war on Iraq. It's a war on terror. So basically that means, who is the terrorist? And what is terror? What constitutes you being a terrorist and not that person? Is your neighbor a terrorist? This is a perpetual war, and words have meaning. So the fact that they used the war on terror means that this war will never end. And they will continually label people terrorists who are not toting the party line, who are the black sheep, the conspiracy theorists, who are bucking the system. Speaking of terror and war, I mean, you know, now you have Israel committing in Palestine. That whole thing, there's conspiracy theories aplenty on just even how Israel, I mean, people like to blame the Jews, but there's a lot of Jews out there who do not support the Zionist regime that is basically running Israel into the ground and the world along with it. So if you don't know the difference between Judaism and Zionism, you know, this video is already long enough. I suggest you do some research on that. But you know, the Zionists in Israel say that Palestine doesn't even exist. And they want to push them out and relocate them, make them emigrate into other countries. And so, you know, illegal immigration has been a problem in the United States for a few decades now. And just doing a good bit of surfing recently, I see Ireland is dealing with illegal immigration. And France is being overrun with immigrants. And England is being overrun. And they're finally coming together, the native Englishmen, Irishmen, Frenchmen, and women, the communities are coming together and saying enough is enough. What the hell is the government doing? Why are they allowing this to happen? So what are some reasons that they're bringing these young men of fighting age into these countries? The politicians that were elected, don't they love the countries they're from? Are they jeopardized? Are they, you know, blackmailed into doing this? Jeffrey Epstein, blackmail, recorded. Are they doing something bad to children that they can't say no to the government that's basically forcing this? When we're forced to fight illegal immigrants, then we're not fighting the true enemy, and the true enemy is the ones that are controlling you. Climate change is another one. Real quick, way back in the 70s, it used to be global cooling, and then in the 90s with Al Gore and An Inconvenient Truth, it was global warming. Just like war on terror, now it's climate change. Climate change is another phrase that's very difficult to argue against. Yes, the climate is changing. Back in the 70s, it was cooling. The big chill, the ice age is coming. And then, now the world is, it's heating up and we're gonna all burn to death. Now it's just climate change. You can't argue with it. So my battery's about ready to run out, and I've been running on at the mouth for long enough, but I'm just going to run through a couple more. Transhumanism, AI, robots, reduction in most jobs, future control. What say you? What's your take on that one? Depopulation. Obviously vaccines, the weather control, chemtrails in the sky, weather manipulation, all of the floods and the fires. Do they have something similar? Do they have something in common? Does it have something to do with smart cities, population control, and decline? Project Bluebeam. I heard somewhere that there's some alien object that's supposedly coming towards Earth and is supposed to be here. It is supposed to be here at the end of the year. You know, is this going to be something legit? A Harvard scientist said it. He's from Harvard. I heard it on TV. If indeed we do see something in the sky, is it literally there? Can we touch it, smell it, taste it, feel it, hear it, using our 5 senses that God gave us? Or is this a Project Bluebeam thing, in which it's basically all just a big light show? It's all a big show. It's bread and circus. The Romans did it way back in the day with the Colosseum. You give the people their bread, their circus, their gladiators to watch, and their shit to eat. Keep them entertained. Entertainment, entertain that mind. Agenda 2030 is one that I don't know a lot about, but it's basically the New World Order on steroids. George Bush Sr., you know, he was on TV way back when saying that there will be a new world order, 1,000 points of light. It will happen. We'll get it. And they haven't given up on it. I want to know as much as possible. And if I'm going to be labeled negatively for it, so be it. So, who's on this journey with me? If you are, give me a thumbs up. If you are, give me a comment below and tell me what theories float your boat. And if any that I didn't touch on, please drop them below and I'll check them out. And if you like any of these more than others, and you want me to talk more about some than the others, then I'd be happy to do that. Do I have all the answers? Most definitely not. But I'm having a good time trying to figure out what all this is, who I am, and what's the frequency, Kenneth? Peace out.